Well, I have a lot of footage saved up of me building this solid axle and stuff and time lapses, but I thought I would upload this quick video in the meantime because I'm at like a point where I can't make my mind up. Basically, it's a solid axle. It's finally small and compact. It's strong. I don't have the braces going from here to here yet, like for the swing arm setup, because that's kind of what I keep going back and forth on. Like now I'm at the point where I could do what I originally wanted to do, and that's just put this located exactly where I wanted on the frame and weld it down, and then put a brace and stuff. Or I could keep going and it'll take much longer. I have to wait till next month to get some more stuff, some more tubing and just some stuff for this to make a swing arm setup that's just going to be basic. I keep contemplating doing a T-style swing arm that's like 2 pivot points on either side here, and then with some braces that come out to a central point and a what do you call that bearing, like a tie rod end basically. I forget what that bearing's called, but yeah, that's facing to where it pivots like this, but then you know how they have that bit where they can still rock back and forth. But then if I did that, theoretically the whole axle would be able to pivot this way as well, and then I would need, you know, extra bits with more of those same bearing styles, basically like 4-link, 3, I don't know, it'd be more complex, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I could just do basic swing arm, so piece coming off of here with that's attached to the axle, and then a pivot point here and a pivot point here and a piece coming down to here, and just a basic so it only can move in this direction. It can't pivot this way at all, which, you know, it would work, it would be fine. Or I could just weld it on right now after I locate it properly and move on. Basically this video is me asking for suggestions, ideas. Please leave a comment, let me know how you would do it if you were in this predicament. Because at the end of the day, I want to get this rolling under its own power before winter. So whether or not the whole body and everything's finished, I want to get it under its own power before winter so that it's easier on me to get through the snow and I don't have to ride my other one. But if I keep making things more complex than they need to be, it's just gonna keep prolonging how long it takes me to get this done. So I don't know. I spend a lot of time thinking about things before I actually do things, so I would love to hear from anyone who's watching or anyone who has any suggestions or ideas. Because it's going to be another couple of weeks before I can get the parts that I need, because I have some footage of me like kind of scavenging some of the piping that holds the bearings and stuff, and I have bearings and stuff, but I don't have enough of the piping that makes for the bearing housing and stuff, so I'm just gonna wait till next month and go to the forge, the shop where I get my metal, and get some of the right metal that I need to make this stuff work. If I do the suspension, I'm still on the fence about it because I want to hurry up and get this dang axle attached to this frame so that I can move on to attaching and making the mounts for the rear axle. And once I have it sitting as a unit, I can order the seat and figure out mounting the seat and then start building the frame around the seat and start building the front end and start working on the steering and everything. Like this front bit has been the biggest hurdle. And then just deciding, there's a million ways this could be built. There's infinite ways this could be built. The biggest challenge is just deciding which way to build it. And I have ADD and I struggle settling on any one thought. So I'm the type of person that when I go to a fast food restaurant and they say, "What do you want?" I'm like, dealer's choice, just surprise me, I can't decide. So yeah, sorry for the weird little video, but I really can't decide. And as you can tell, I've already welded this thing up solid. Yeah, it's ugly, you know that. I can't weld worth a damn as far as prettiness goes, but I can weld worth a damn as far as structural goes. Like, it's not going anywhere. That's a solid chunk off of that. I got some of that footage coming up eventually. And that was just because it was the easiest thing to do. Small and thick enough and strong enough to keep it from folding in and all that. That's gonna be part of it. Why not? I don't care. But yeah, so the bottom bits go all the way across, but this one, to save space and whatnot, I cut the middle section out, dropped them down, welded them to the plates, and then to reinforce it, I put this big ass beefy piece on here. It's about an inch overlap on each side. So that'll do. That's a nice middle spot there. And then as far as connecting these two at the ends, that happens whenever I figure out how I'm mounting it to the frame. And that's where you come in. Give me some suggestions. I'm going to spend some more time pondering on it, thinking about it, but that's the next big thing, is attaching this front axle to the frame. So it'll either happen within the next few days or it'll happen next month, depending on what your suggestions are and what I settle on, really. I'd really like to get it done sooner than later, though. I know I might regret it if I don't put suspension on it, but I also might regret it if I don't get it rolling sooner than later, because winter's gonna get here faster than I think, probably. So there's a lot to think about with it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I've gotten quite a bit done as far as building this frame. And welding all that up took a while. Like, it's solid now. That's all one. I finally have the final version of this, and it's kind of like how I explained in one of my other videos, but you know, not quite the exact way I explained. I wound up using the jig as the thing. I just cut it up and modified it, which, you know, saves material anyways. But I was thinking about using it as just a jig and then building the thing inside of it. It would have been even smaller. That basically is this, but because I don't need these to pivot up and down, so I can come real close to them on the bottom and top. I just can't come too close to them on the sides. So, but I wound up settling with this to save time, efficiency, and whatnot. Sometimes it's not about how it looks or whatever. It's just make it strong enough and make it work. And that's why I lean towards no suspension. It's just efficiency. It's strong enough, it's gonna work, but then there's comfort. That's the whole point of this whole build, is comfort. That's the only reason this is getting built, is comfort. So if I don't prioritize comfort here and there on it, then it's all for naught. Like, subscribe, please leave a comment. I would love to hear some suggestions, because I'm struggling with making up my mind. So that's all. Let me know what you think, please.